7. Increasing the Earth's volume for more habitat and resources will not allow the use of conventional building materials. I know. I spent millions of dollars in Brazil trying to build a Pontebus Transcontinental Bridge, 30 kilometers high, 300 kilometers wide, and 3,000 kilometers long with reinforced concrete. I failed. Concrete, with a pounds per square inch of 4,000 to 10,000, disintegrates after a few years in sun and rain. It's also too heavy to allow structures to go much higher than a kilometer. I never even got the foundations poured. It was not all loss, however. I did prove how non-biosustainable building materials and methods can no longer be seen as viable. If we use redundantly tetrahedralized carbon-fixing tetrahedrons, we can do it. No one has ever shown me mathematically how I am in error in this respect. With our current squandering of planetary life, we cannot wait much longer. Planetary resources are almost exhausted. Without my Pontebus Bridge initiative, the human race will begin the great dying in a few decades. In that case, my Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Cold Spring Harbor colleagues and Dr. Guy McPherson may very well be right in their belief that we are doomed. One of my professors at MIT, while rejecting my mathematics and use of the Socratic method, said, increasing the volume of the Earth without concomitantly increasing its density is impossible. I disagreed. MIT ended the argument by throwing me out of the institute. If we insist on using concrete and steel along with conventional civil engineering principles, the man was correct. Tetrahedrons made of carbon-fixing calcium, impregnated in muscle scleroproteins as carbonates, will allow us to build structures as high as necessary to store toxic nuclear waste and provide pristine habitat for humanity and moribund species. Endoplasmic reticulum around a eukaryotic cell's nucleus serves as an analogy for an Earth covered with my bridges. Infrastructure for water, kaolin, and energy production will appear as cellular organelles in the same analogy. Structures thrusting themselves many kilometers into space will allow us to increase the planet's radius, provide for hundreds of billions more humans, as well as recover and provide for lost species. We have the technology, we have the minds. We still have enough resources. We need only the will. The substratum necessary to rebuild lost rainforests, grasslands, and wildernesses, right along with human needs, is inconceivable without it. Other than this bridge initiative, nothing conventionally proposed other than draconian population reduction will save us and our also-rans. We appear to be at the stationary phase of the biological exponential growth curve now, moving inexorably toward the dying side of the parabolic function. We must provide for billions more people. If we do not, the super wealthy will kill us in an understandable desperation. They may have already begun that initiative with biowarfare and unrestrained pollution. The COVID pandemic could be just an opening salvo. Birth rates and sperm counts continue their relentless decline. Due to clouds and dust, solar energy capture on the first surface is not as efficient as it could be out a few miles. Wind energy could benefit from a higher altitude too. Clean water and hydroelectric power from cloud condensate without destroying local habitat could become a reality with my bridges. They will provide what is needed to colonize near space. The carbon molecule bonded to oxygen, calcium, and muscle conchiolin will give us a new building material naturally nanotetrahedralized. More fixed carbon means more life. This is the only countering reply to resource exhaustion, climate change, and an ecological disaster. Using the energy currently wasted on militaries and sick religious latent desires for annihilation will do it. Billions of people believe we will soon blow ourselves and the planet to hell in an Armageddon. They do not fear it, they pray for it. They use it to excuse Israel's rape of Palestine and the U.S. Federal Reserve's robbing and killing the world's children for over a century. Only the sieve of millions of graves relieves the pressure and pent-up energy that would allow their dream to materialize today. My bridges will save humanity and prevent an ecological disaster. Once they are a fait accompli, even nuclear war will be thought of one day is just a bad nightmare of long ago. With ample resources for all, selling war will no longer work. War will disappear forever. Thank you for your attention. Until my next video.